I want to close out on point 3, that they didn't put out promo photos for any of these characters, which is strange. But they updated their official website with character bios for Rhaenyra's children and Alicent's children. Not the very young ones, but the older ones. All of the casting announcements they just made match the leak predictions I've been making for months. That didn't, they didn't originate with me, but from VK Glenn and the rest of the House of the Dragon subreddit team, that we've been poring over this and trying to pick apart who they are. Not the younger versions of their children, like the 10-year-olds who are going to play them for 2 episodes. These are the people who will be playing them throughout the run of the show. And all of them turned out to be accurate. We've got Tom Glynn-Carney is Aegon II, firstborn son of King Viserys. They just call him Aegon now. I call him Aegon II in my head, even if he's not crowned yet. Where is the big dog, Tom? Where is the big dog? And yes, as we saw spy photos of Tom Glynn-Carney and Ewan Mitchell, very clear ones of them training with Criston Cole in the streets of Caceres, Spain, near the House of the Dragon set. So we knew these, really, obviously. This is just waiting confirmation. Tom Glynn-Carney is Aegon II, and the Last Kingdom's Ewan Mitchell. He was the warrior monk. Ewan Mitchell is Aemond One-Eye Targaryen, second-born son of Viserys. And this is a big one, though, next one, because this was not from spy photos. This is from the social media follows method that other people pointed out to me, that Rhaenyra Targaryen is officially Fia Saban, also from The Last Kingdom. That we followed, that first we saw her following the casting director on Twitter, and then she deleted it really quickly, but we already noticed, and at first we thought maybe she's one of the younger versions of someone else. But in the past month, I noticed she's following the entire cast. She isn't a one-off appearance. She's a core cast member. So based on her age, that there aren't any other young women in that age range who haven't been cast yet, I made a video saying she's probably Rhaenyra Targaryen. And now here she is. We don't need to dance around this anymore. Well, those are the greens that have been cast. On the side of the blacks, we already saw spy photos of Jacaerys, okay? So we knew, like Aegon II, we knew was Tom Glynn-Carney. We knew that Harry Collette was Jacaerys Velaryon. They've confirmed this. And I told you, like, as a child, he was in this music video of It's Cold Outside with young Alicent, with Emily Carey. I think they have the same agency, casting agency or something, but he's great. We have he's like the Robb Stark of this. He's the young prince who rises to be the leader of Rhaenyra's faction. He's co-leader with her and with Daemon. He's one of their leading figures. So we have Jake. Surprisingly, they didn't announce any of her other sons, like Luke, even though, like, we have a spy photo of Harry standing next to the Luke actor, who is Elliot Greyholt. For some reason, they didn't announce him. And also, they haven't announced, like, the small children. Like I said, there will be Viserys II, Aegon III, Rhaenyra's son, Joff Velaryon, but they're played by toddlers at this point. They'll age up as they go. But they're in there. Also, as I said in another leak video, Daeron the Daring, the 4th child of Alicent, the 3rd and youngest of her sons after Aegon and Aemon, Daeron the Daring won't be in Season 1, but they will establish he exists in dialogue. It's just, why cast him now when he's a young teenager? It makes more sense to cast him closer to when he appears. Direct comparison is to Stannis, that Season 1 Game of Thrones didn't have Stannis on screen because they didn't need to. It made more sense schedule-wise to cast closer to when he shows up. And the rumor, the leak is that they'll mention in dialogue he's, like, going off to university. He's squiring in Old Town with the Hightowers, which is what he was doing at this point in the book, so fine. So Daeron isn't in Season 1, we knew that. And, like, we know that Aegon II's children with Helena are also in Season 1, but they're toddlers. They wouldn't announce that right now, that's fine. And rounding out the list, we come to Daemon's twin daughters with Laena Velaryon, Baela and Rhaena. Now again, they haven't given any of the young versions, young Jake, young Baela and Rhaena. They're only in it for 2 episodes anyway before an internal time skip. These are the adult versions who will be playing it throughout the run of the show. Mild spoilers, Baela and Rhaena will be here in the final season, whenever that is. They aren't like Renly types who get killed off after 1 season. These will be... They're basically the Sansa and Arya of this prequel era. If not necessarily in scale, then in their character dynamics, that Baela's the tough one, and Rhaena's the courtly noblewoman, the ladylike one. Our casting rumors were again confirmed that Bethany Antonia is Baela Targaryen. She has been on our radar for months. That we knew. She's following everyone on Instagram. And how many other young black women are in this? Who could she be? We didn't know if she was playing Baela or Rhaena, but we leaned towards Baela because she kind of looks like the kid who we think is Baela, but that's a whole other issue. Point is, she is in it, and it describes her as eldest daughter of Laena and rider of the young dragon Moondancer. This, for the first time, establishes that Moondancer exists in TV canon. They never actually mentioned Moondancer in, like, the animated thing. That animated thing for Dance of the Dragons they put out in Season 5, the 20-minute one. For a 20-minute thing, it's like a supercut of Game of Thrones focused on Robb and Cersei, but leaving out the other subplots. That, for 20 minutes, I agree, you have to cut out other stuff. So, like, they didn't mention Daeron the Daring. They didn't establish that Baela and Rhaena exist. They weren't in canon before. But they're not going to cut out Moondancer for time or something, which is insane, but they've cut out so many other things in Game of Thrones to butcher the story. But no, we're getting Baela. She is a Velaryon. She's a Velaryon on her mother's side. Her name is Baela Targaryen. She is Daemon's daughter. She is a dragon rider. And, well, I don't know if Moondancer will be big enough to ride in Season 1. They say it's just big enough she can ride, like, around the courtyard, because it's a very young dragon. And I'm sorry, I'm gushing here because I'm not editing this. I'm trying to rush it out really quickly. And last, this came to us very recently. I only heard about this 2 weeks ago, actually, but it's also accurate. I think I put it out in a post on my community page or something, but Rhaena Targaryen is also a relative newcomer actress, Phoebe Campbell. Hadn't heard of Phoebe Campbell before 2 weeks ago, but then rumors were going, because she's not on social media, but leaks came out from other people that said, we've heard Rhaena is this actress, Phoebe Campbell. Didn't know that from Instagram follows, just from plain leaks, so I couldn't confirm it. That also turned out to be true. And the thing is, Rhaena, she doesn't have a dragon yet, because she's very young. She has an egg, but it hasn't hatched. Isn't very confident. She thinks, oh, everyone has a dragon but me, and she'll get a dragon eventually when it hatches. That happens during the story. Moral of this story is every one of Rhaenyra and Daemon and Alicent's children, the children of Team Greens and Team Blacks, who they have just announced, matches casting leak predictions I made based on the social media follows. This is how we figured out that Emily Carey and Millie Alcock had joined the cast. Though at the time I didn't think they were playing young Rhaenyra and Alicent. I guessed wrong on who they were playing, but I'm going to link at the end of this to my full, most recent casting predictions video. Check out the list of other suspected cast members we have who they haven't announced yet, like Luke and some of the other people in the story that, yeah, we're pretty sure this is who the younger versions are. Well, they're child actors, but check out my list of other actors who we're pretty sure are on this. I'm surprised they haven't put out promo pics of them if they announce them like this. Maybe they're going to be putting out waves of promo photos as early as this evening. Maybe they're going to space it out in a day or two. So, you should like and subscribe because it's a matter of when, not if. In a matter of days, they're probably going to put out promo photos for this is Aegon II in full costume. This is Baela Targaryen in full costume. And everyone else. That they said we were slowed down by Omicron. The Omicron COVID thing really put a slump on everything. But once filming ended, which was mid-February, that was a little over a month ago, we have to get the CGI worked up. But the head of HBO said, the reason we're not putting out promos is COVID slowed us down. And now that it's in post-production, he said, once we set an official premiere date, we will know how to schedule out our promos, our trailers, promo photos, everything. So expect that to come on a daily basis. I'm excited now.